last night. Did you hear it?
We've been through that a million times. They stole it from us, okay? They see we stole it from them. Houston, by the way, kicked some serious... I saw it at the track last night. Kicked the crap out of the Steelers.
Okay. I couldn't find it on the satellite yesterday either, other than because we don't have the KU band, so, you know, we were lost.
Yeah.
Well... How about that restaurant that showed it and said they were showing a tape? Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, a restaurant in North Miami said that they're not watching the game. They're watching a tape from last year.
Yeah, right. Just happened to be a similar game.
Yeah, really.
Even though we lost the 2 games of the Colts last year.
Yeah. Anyway, Happy New Year, and I want to call my buddy Bill a douchebag and wish everybody Happy New Year.
Okay.
All right, Neil.
See ya. Have a great one. 10:27 at WIOD. All the lines are working now, which we got straightened out on Thursday or Friday. We're very excited about that. Man, God only knows what we can do. 101,815. We thank everybody who's helped out on Camillus House. You folks have been unbelievable this year. Stephen Lee's at Pompano Park. You did a great job last night driving Christmas List in spite of what some of the losers will say. Tremendous job. Cut some sizzling fractions, held on, kept that horse alive in the stretch, and damn near won the whole thing. And David Ingraham, you're a douchebag. Beat us out with Handy A. What a slime ball. And if Joe Pavia would have stayed on the rail with the 2-horse with You Are Cupid, Handy A would not have slipped through, would never have gotten out. We would have won the race. So if you want to blame anybody, blame Joe Pavia. Up yours, Joe. Mobile in Miami Lakes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Happy Snooze Year.
Yeah, same to you, guy. I've been listening to you for months and months, and now my friend just gave me the opportunity to talk to you.
How about that on his hotshot mobile phone?
Yeah, right? So I guess now I'm a hotshot, and especially I get to talk to you. Like, this is, like, incredible.
Yeah, you can go home and write it in your diarrhea.
Well, in my diarrhea, maybe. I don't know. But at any rate, I just want to wish you a Happy New Year, and your buddy Sammy Smith tells me to wish you a Happy New Year's, okay?
Yeah, send it back to school, okay?
Okay, buddy.
See ya.
Bye.
Send it back to work camp. 10:28 at WIOD. We have one open line at Dade, 751, one in Palm Beach, of course, where they're busy celebrating early. A lot of lushes on Palm Beach, by the way. Not in West Palm Beach, in Palm Beach. Get across the bridge. They're all a bunch of drunks. And Star IOD is open, of course, for our Bell South Mobility friends, like our one we just had. WIOD, George is just taking his time today. He just wants to relax. Hello?
Hello, Dana?
What is it?
Is it
Janet?
No, Dana.
Dano?
I must have gotten the wrong number. I'm sorry.
Who are you calling?
I'm sorry?
Who are you calling?
Dana. D-A-N-A.
Bill Dana? My name, Jose Jimenez. That's good. That's the first time we've gotten a wrong number on the air in a long time. I like those. Anyway, Palm Beach is the only line unlit at this point. Now, I want to get back to this music. I'm not going to mention the name of the movie because I don't want to get anybody upset. Oh, yeah, that's from the opera. That's got to be. It can't. Is it possible? Because there's only like a couple of vocals on here. It isn't possible that they've left off on the soundtrack where he's singing the song and Pacino's thinking about Apollonia. That's the main vocal thing in a whole, other than the opera, isn't it? We already played this, didn't we? Promise me. Yeah, we already played it and concluded that it wasn't in the movie. I'm sure it wasn't, unless I'm losing my mind. I never heard it. How about if we give some stars to the soundtrack? So far, I haven't found any. Horrible. Boy, is this depressing. I think this might be from Goodfellas, this music. It sure ain't from the movie that I saw. Do you remember any of this music? George is shaking his head. No, I don't either. I'll guarantee you that. Now, how about this? Oh, boy. Save your money, folks. Oh, here we go. 1 and a 2. Yeah, that I remember. Okay, we'll keep that in the back a little bit. Mobile in Palm Beach on the Broward line. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Happy New Year to you.
Same to you.
Saturday night I went and saw Edward Freddy Krueger hand.
Yeah?
It was pretty good.
Well, whatever you say.
No, in spite of his scissor hand type action, pretty tender moments with that nice face of Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
So it's worth seeing.
Okay, pal.
All right.
Good luck to you. Get a pair of glasses, okay? Get cereal. Fix that guy up with Mary Corleone, will you? Sophia. We have an open line in Broward, 524 WIOD. The music just giving me sick to my stomach. They just, this just don't make it, I'm afraid. The soundtrack, terrible. Wait a minute. Like way in the back, isn't it? Way in the background. Oh, well, wait a minute. This explains it. Original music composed, arranged, and conducted by Carmine Coppola. Oh, that explains it. More of that nepotism. Well, I will say this. He plays as good as she looks. Here's a T-shirt Bob on the line. How you doing, Bobo?
Fine. Happy New Year, Neil.
And the same to you, and many thanks for your great help.
My pleasure. Listen, the other night on the satellite, Saturday night, do you get that entertainment channel? It's E on the satellite.
E?
It's E. It's called E. It's all 24 hours of It's like entertainment.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, they had on an hour you can't refuse, and it was fantastic. All kinds of in-depth interviews on the set and with all the stars.
Huh.
I won't mention the name of the movie.
Oh, don't do that. We don't want to get people upset.
No, but if they play it again, which I'm sure they play those things usually 100 times, it's fantastic. Great in-depth interviews about this and possibly a 4 and all kinds of things. It's really, real interesting. I thought about you when I was watching.
Well, I was very upset reading those stupid pseudo-intellectual reviews in the paper yesterday, the year-end stuff, and they give their top 10 lists, and we got number 9 or 10 or something at Goodfellas. I'm sorry. Like I said, it was a very good movie, but it's not even in the same league with any of the 3 Godfathers, so I don't know what the hell it's all about.
Don't let them get under your skin. Top 10 this, tell them. Listen,
well,
Neil.
Somebody already got under the skin of that kid in Goodfellas, I'll tell you that.
Ooh,
boy. Man, he
Tommy.
popped more zits in about 5 seconds. No, not Tommy.
No,
whatever his name was, Jimmy?
Yeah, the Techie guy.
Yeah.
Listen.
No.
Not him. He got it also, though.
What?
Wedding.
I'm talking about the zits that this guy had, Bob. Get with it. Wake up and
I'm
sniff
still looking
the flowers.
At that picture I got. I don't know, that yearbook. Neil, did you see Sammy Smith on the sidelines of the FSU Penn State game?
No, I didn't watch the game.
Oh, he was running up and down the sidelines. It was jumping on top of Bowden. It was embarrassing. But he did run pretty good. I think he ran for 100 yards that night.
Yeah. When he's not in a game, he's great on the sidelines.
Yeah, but
I have to laugh at these people. You know, they made him player of the game. They give him the game ball, and he's talking. Did you hear him on our sports this morning when I'm driving in? It's hysterical.
I caught him after the show in the locker room.
Hilarious about anybody that says he's not a good player, he doesn't know what they're talking about, and he stinks. He's pathetic. You know, I was watching the Atlanta Dallas game the other day. And, boy, I'll tell you, that Mike Rozier, if you're going to try to tell me Atlanta's got a great offensive line and that's why he runs like that, there's no way. They stink. The Falcons are pathetic. Everybody knows that. And that guy was incredible yesterday, Mike Rozier. I mean, almost every team in the league has got a tremendous breakaways, powerful runner who's just almost unstoppable, like Christian Okoye, by the way, for Kansas City that we're going to have to stop on Saturday. Tremendous runner.
Yeah.
And Sammy, he has a couple of good games against some really crap defenses, crappy teams, and right away that's supposed to make up for all the rest. I don't want to sound like I'm whining because we had a great year, but he stinks.
But by the way, in the Herald today, they have the greatest all-time Dolphin list, the Silver Anniversary team.
Oh, Sammy must be on that.
He doesn't fall in there.
Oh, what a surprise.
Mars, Tony Nathan, and Jim Kick make it in running back.
Uh-huh.
Then you got Zonka, Nottingham, and Bulash at fullback.
Yeah. But we still have never, in the history of the franchise, they have never had a really great running back. And, Zonka's in the Hall of Fame and all of that, but he was the way he used to run, 3 yards in a cloud of dust and carry people on his back. But he wasn't a classic fullback type runner like a Jim Brown or a Walter Payton or a Gale Sayers or a Barry Sanders, any of these people. He was just a bull.
what's his name? Walter Payton.
There, Walter Payton's another one?
Well, anyway, listen, I want to wish you a Happy New Year and speak to you next year.
Okay, Bob, thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Leroy Kelly. We could go on forever. Anyway, it's 10:36 at WIOD. We have one open line in Dade, one in Broward, one on the Star Line. We're fumbling our way along. It's going to be a pretty gruesome day. We don't care. We're ready for it. We can handle anything. We can handle this music. Boy, I'll tell you, Carmine, you are brutal. Anyway, let's do a little, just a little piece of business here, and we'll be right back.
Tonight on the Movie of the Week. Just another day in small-town America.
Opie, I've got fresh cherry pie. I left it to cool on the window ledge.
Then it happened.
It's gone. Ah!
Something snapped in the old girl's brain.
What kind of scum would do this?
Now she's Killer Bee.
Well, hey there, Aunt Bee.
Why, Gomer, is that a cherry stain on your coveralls?
Nope, just a little old transmission fluid.
She's a cold-blooded killer in sensible shoes. She's Killer Bee.
Now, Floyd, I've got to ask you one question. Did you cut my pie into 6 pieces or only 5?
Miss BB. Miss Miguel. Oh.
Madder than a hornet. Even madder beneath a hairnet.
Now, Aunt Bee, we got the place surrounded.
That's right, I got my bullet, too. Now, you come on out there with your hands up, you hear me?
Ready or not, here I come.
Beware the Killer Bee. She just may bury you.
Don't miss Killer Bee, right after Charles Manson in Charge, tonight on the Movie of the Week.
I heard she made the cannoli. I could be wrong. 10:41 at WIOD, Miami Beach.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'd like to clarify something, if you would, for me, please, sir. I know that the Dolphins have the home court advantage against Kansas City, right?
The home field advantage, yeah.
Right. Okay, now, if we win that game, there is no way that we can have the home field advantage the second game, is there?
Right.
No way, right?
No, because the Buffalo...
Buffalo... It's just that somebody told me that they thought...
No chance. Buffalo and the Raiders have got the home field advantage for the second game. Because they drew a bye in the first round.
Right, they had a better win and loss. They had the equal win and loss record, but they were the division champion.
Right.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
You bet. Anyway, although, no, that isn't correct, is it? That's not... Now, how come Fat Rich had 2... Now I'm confused, because he had tickets for 2 games. That now I'm confused. I'm totally lost. Well, I see. So in other words, like if we wind up playing anybody other than Buffalo or the Raiders in a conference championship game, an AFC conference championship game, that would be the game that he's got the other ticket for, right? That would be the other home game because we'd have the better record. Am I right? Who knows? Anyway, let's take them one at a time. We have an open line in Dade, 751, one in Broward, 524. Let's go to Jupiter.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Great.
Hey, on that song, on that soundtrack that you have of the movie you don't want to give the name to,
Yeah.
I just got back from Pittsburgh, and I was driving through North Carolina and got a newspaper, and they were talking that from the movie that Francis Ford had shown to the previewers and stuff,
Yeah.
they really bombed his daughter. So he went and re-edited it and cut out all the parts where it was mainly just her. So her part was smaller than it was initially intended.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, really. Really. But, so that could be where that song came from. And also that song...
I don't understand. What has the song got to do with her part?
Oh, it just probably was the background to one of her scenes.
Oh, I see. No, I'm looking for the song where...
where his song pulls out the guitar. And
Right, exactly. That's one of the most poignant parts in the whole movie, and he's singing in Italian...
Yeah.
The Godfather theme, and he's thinking back to Apollonia and his earlier days in Sicily when he was hiding and all. That's one of the highlights of the movie. It is not on the soundtrack. So far, the soundtrack I give no stars. I mean, it's really a piece of crap.
But I thought it was a good movie. I mean, I liked when they had the opera and they were playing out the scenes of the opera and then they were doing all their...
Listen, I'm as tired of all these critics and all these experts and all these mavens and these pseudo-intellectuals. I know a good movie when I see one. In fact, there was another list of the worst movies yesterday, and they had My Blue Heaven in there. Now, I'm going to tell you, did you see it?
Yeah.
With Steve Martin?
I saw it when you started talking about it.
Then you thought it was bad?
I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was outstanding. It was too long, I'll grant you. The last half hour dragged. Yeah. And it said idiotic. Well, name a movie that Steve Martin was ever in that isn't idiotic, but it was funny as hell. I thought it was great. And she listed it in the Sun Sentinel, one of the 10 worst movies of the year yesterday. Yeah, These people, they ought to be shot. They ought to line them all up and shoot them and let people go out and make their own choices instead of listening to all these experts.
Well, that's it. I don't worry about what the experts.
I mean, in this town, what they think funny is Dave Barry is funny. I saw he was on yesterday morning. What a way to wake up on a Sunday morning. Michael Putney has got Carl Hyacin, who's a great writer but a boring guest, and Dave Barry, who the only thing he ever said funny in his life was, where's Larry King's check? I mean, the man is not funny. He's pathetic.
Well, this is also a town I think Sammy Smith is a great
Right, exactly. Well, just read Dave Joseph's column in the Sun Sentinel this morning about the fans at the game. That should tell you everything you need to know about this town. Yeah. Have a great New Year.
Hey, you too,
See
buddy.
You. Like that school teacher. That's another reason I didn't go yesterday. That's all I need to do is see that school teacher. See, it's one thing to be enthusiastic, but be enthusiastic at the right time, not just bouncing. And another thing, the Wave went out with high-button shoes, okay? The only place they still do the Wave is in Atlanta, and the only reason they do it there is because the Braves are so bad that at least it gives them something to do and they ignore the game, okay? All of a sudden, Miami found the Wave. Forget it. And even when the play starts again, they're still doing the Wave, and their arms are all up in front of your face. You're trying to see the play. I mean, grow up already. Whatever they said about the fans at the Dolphin games is absolutely right, man. There's a few thousand of them who know football, who are there to enjoy the game and get excited at the right moments and root for the team. And the rest of them, man, I don't know what the hell their story is. They're in la-la land. I'll never understand why. And especially when it costs that much money to go there and just wander around, and the kids are running back and forth, and the parents are schlepping back and forth and back to the concession stand, not at halftime or not at times when it would be appropriate, but like it can be the most exciting part of the game, and they're getting up and running in front of you up and down the aisle and off to who knows where. I don't understand people at all. It's like a social gathering place instead of going because you're into the sport, into the team, and you want to see a great game, or not, as the case may be. The weather sure is nice, isn't it? What a day today, huh? It's going to be 83, 84, maybe even higher. Paradise. We need neutron bombs in this town. Get rid of the people, leave the buildings, and leave the palm trees and the weather and the gators and all this other crap. Not the gators. That was the wrong choice of words. 1047 at WIOD. And take that, Joe Paterno, you slime ball. I'm so sick of Joe Paterno. Man, am I sick of him. Thank God they got beat. And they got a bunch of sissy uniforms anyway, Penn State, don't they? They're pathetic. They look like a high school team. Even Piper High could beat them. Mobile in Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Neil.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I got pretty much a breakdown of the playoffs if you want me to tell you how Miami could have 2 home games.
Okay.
The only way it can happen, which is possible, is for Houston to make it to the AFC Championship against Miami.
Right, because we have a better record.
Well, because they're a wild card team.
We're a wild card team too.
Right, with a better record, but we also have a much better record than the Bengals. But they're a division winner, so even if the Bengals, make it, But the only way it happens is if Houston beats Cincinnati and Miami beats Kansas City. What happens is Miami goes to Buffalo and Houston goes to Los Angeles. So the only way it's going to happen is if Miami will have to go to Buffalo and beat Buffalo, which is not going to happen. It's pretty remote.
How do you know that?
Well, who knows? I'd love to see it happen, but it's who knows, man? You never know what's going to happen.
Did you see that? I realized yesterday's game was meaningless. Did you see their performance against the Redskins? And who was this kid they brought in, this 10-year-old kid as quarterback?
Gail Gilbert?
Oh, man. I thought it was our Gilbert.
Yeah, with a helmet on, he looked the same.
Yeah.
The face mask.
I'll tell you one thing. Wild Bill Cody for Houston last night played a hell of a game.
That was ridiculous, man. The guy was like a superstar.
I couldn't believe it.
He was.
And I'll tell you who else played a damn good game was this kid for San Diego. What is his name?
Oh, Freeze.
Freeze, yeah, like he must be related to Gene Freeze, who used to play for the Pirates. Freeze, who the hell is he? And all of a sudden he comes in there, damn near won the game. Gave them a battle royal yesterday.
I'll tell you, I was really rooting against the Raiders.
I wasn't.
It would have brought the Raiders here next.
Well, who the hell wants that?
Huh?
Who the hell wants that?
Yeah, but
I'd rather play a team that's got a quarterback who's got pins in his hand, who can't even... did you see that game where they kicked the crap out of the Bears on Saturday?
Did you see his hand, though, when
he kept handing off the ball, and every time he'd hand off the ball, a running back would smack the ball into his hand as he was taken away, and he'd be staying there just holding his hand and screaming in pain.
It was incredible. I was at my folks' house, and I was watching a game with my mother, and she was like, couldn't watch. And when they showed the picture of his hand on TV... with the pins coming out the side and the top.
It looked like Edward Scissorhands.
It was gross, man. I thought I was going to puke.
Yeah. In fact, they had a rough time because he kept slicing the ball up. They had to keep bringing a new one in.
Really?
And, boy, speaking of bringing a new one in, Mike Tomczak, you talk about guys who have lost it. Mike Tomczak is the Steve Blass of football. He just totally has lost it. He's absolutely inept. And then once in a while when he would hit the receiver, they would just drop it, like in disdain, as if to say, hey, you're so bad, we're going to show you. I mean, they would just, like, hold it and drop it. Look at him like, screw you, Mike.
Yeah, but Steve Blass was a decent pitcher. Tomczak was never a decent quarterback.
Well, I disagree with you. When, what's his name, when old Nimblebrains there McMahon used to get injured all the time, he came in a few times. In fact, one season he played pretty well.
Yeah, well, he was the underdog, but when he came in as the starter...
Oh, as a starter, forget it.
Yeah, he was
hopeless.
Crappy. But anyway, have a Happy New Year, Neil, and you going to be on tomorrow?
No, sir. We got the Cotton Bowl tomorrow, sir. We got 800 hours of Cotton Bowl.
Oh, that's right. Does that start around midnight tonight, the coverage?
Starts not at midnight, ends midnight tomorrow.
Great, a 24-hour bowl.
We'll be at the bowl tomorrow. You can be sure of that. Have a great New Year.
Thank you.
See, a lot of people will be at the bowl tomorrow because that's what New Year's Eve is, ladies and gentlemen. And we got a blue moon and a full moon. How do you like that? As if we need a little extra help to get everybody drunk out of their minds. I think that anybody who drives drunk on New Year's Eve ought to be sent to Rayford immediately. No trial, no questions asked. Put him in a chair, okay? 10:51 at WIOD, and we'll be right back. Incredible story about a restaurant. I won't mention the name of the restaurant. Our illustrious Kenny Tobin, KT from the sales department, does it to me again. Terror strikes again on Saturday. Sends me out. I'm not going to say what kind of a restaurant or where it was, although I'm really tempted. Sends me out to a place. The agency guy's going to be there, no problem. It's supposed to be great. They got a menu. I'm going to tell you, like 6 items on each side. Whoever saw a club sandwich on a hoagie roll, first of all, okay, which I didn't get. My friend got a club sandwich. I got stuff that I wouldn't feed my dogs. The guy from the agency doesn't show up. Marty, whoever the hell you are, Marty, you're a piece of crap, okay? Doesn't even show up. And naturally, and look, I don't look for freebies, okay? I could eat for free every day if I wanted to. I don't do that. I'm not like some of the other people in town, not to mention one in particular. Right, Steve? But it was just amazing. She brings a check, $20 lunch that I wouldn't feed to Joey Reynolds. I mean, to anybody. Just the worst mung I have ever had in my life. The agency guy doesn't show up, and KT is out of town getting drunk in New Orleans or somewhere. Just unbelievable. So perfect for our sales department. It was just like the epitome of everything that goes on at WIOD. Anyway, I started to play the Dolphin thing. Did I stop it?
Like no one's ever seen.
Right. And 12-4, nobody would have ever believed it at the beginning of the season. If we said Miami's going to be 12-4 this year, they would have given you an immediate saliva. Let's get hot just at the right time. All right, let's do it. Saturday, 4 p.m., the Kansas City Chiefs. Steve DeBerg with his Edward Scissorhand finger. Christian Okoye. And who's that other running back? The guy that was on drugs that they did the big piece on yesterday? I can never think of his name. Know the number, 23. I can't think of his name. Well, how many times do you watch the Chiefs during the year, you know? Although, did they do the Bears? Man, you people who are Bears fans, I'd bear it right now. You are pathetic. God, are they bad. Just totally inept. Dan Hampton was his last game yesterday at Soldier Field. He looked more like Lionel Hampton. Payphone in North Dade.
Yeah, hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
First-time caller. I love your show. I catch you on the radio riding around.
Well, thanks.
Makes the traffic bearable when it some days.
Yeah.
Wanted to let you know I just went by Joe Robbie Stadium. Almost as many cars in the parking lot as there are at some games. And,
great.
And the long lines, and it looks great.
Excellent. When in doubt, sell it out.
Okay, that's great. And I love your show, and keep it up.
Who the hell is that? Have a great New Year, sir.
Huh?
Have a great New Year.
And, I enjoy WIO Dog.
Thank you.
Okay.
Who is that, Bob Gordon out there? Who is that? I can't see through the schmutz on the window. What is he doing in here? Oh, he got fired at FTL. It's 11:08 at WIOD. Haven't seen him in so long, I don't recognize him. Henry's out there. What are they going to do, whine and commiserate out there? What the hell is going on? What is it? Oh, it is! I can't believe it. Boy, look at that. What do? You coming over here to do mornings now? Well, Ranieri's hanging it up. Oh, he's going to be the new board op, Bob Gordon. No, that was your son. By the way, Bob Gordon's got one of the finest sons in America. He looks great. He's puts a big impression. He dresses great. He's a jackass, but he's a good kid. He's okay. Well, we had a little run in that time. Remember? W. Snooze? He don't know. He's too busy playing Frank Sinatra records. No more. Yeah, right. Well, listen, hey, give it 3 months. You'll be back. No problem. Give it 2 or 3 months. No sweat, okay? Because, boy, I've heard what they're doing, and that Norm Kent, he's going to be dynamite in the morning. You know what I mean? Like that. Anyway, let's see. Tomorrow's the big day, huh? Oh, the Battle of the Talk Coast tomorrow. That's pretty damn original. Yeah, they're going to be doing that all day with each other. I've seen that staff they're hiring. Anyway, it's 11:09. I could tell you lots of stories about that staff, but I'll save them for a later day. Coconut Creek. Good luck to you, Bob. You'll need it. Okay. Have a happy. Hello? Are you there? Coconut Creek is gone? Oy vey, we lost another one at Winmore. I want to tell you something. These chocolate, I've never had these. You know why? Because Rick Riley always steals these, or Suds, or both of them. Everybody, everybody rips these off first. These are the best. And they have the lowest amount of sodium of any of these. They have no cholesterol, only 4 grams of fat, 70 milligrams of sodium, and these are great. These Spicer's wheat snacks for weight control, etc. Forget about weight control. Let's just have 20 bags. These are great. So these are the only things that's going to be allowed in here January and February. No food, Mr. Fat Slob, in there. Oh, we're talking to George. Mitch Lewis, of course, one of America's great sick minds. That's cute. That's really sweet. I'll tell you one thing. If you were working at FTL, you wouldn't be walking around wearing it down there. You'd be in big trouble. It's 10 past 11. By the way, if that call that we just dumped, that man really needs serious help. He really does. And he did do that, too, by the way. Very, very sick. Sir, I'm going to tell you something. When a horse drops on the track, when it lifts its tail up in the air, take a look in the mirror and see if there's if it reminds you of anything. Miami Beach.
Boy, that was really sick.
Yeah.
Jesus. Happy New Year.
He even called there and cranked him, too, while,
Are you serious?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Bill couldn't take any calls because he was too ill, but his wife took the call. Yeah, crank somebody in the hospital while they're dying.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
I wanted to recommend a movie to you. I know you don't want to go see Edward Scissorhands.
No chance. No way. I'll watch Steve DeBerg.
That's not the one I want to recommend.
Thank God.
There's another Johnny Depp movie that came out at the beginning of the year.
Now we're talking. Oh, no. I know what it's going to be. No, not Crybabies.
That's it.
Oh, forget it.
Did you see it?
I saw like 10 minutes of it on TV.
Uh-huh.
No way, Jose. That is the silliest, the dumbest piece of crap.
That's true. That's true, but did you get to the part where they pulled his pants off?
Well, I better watch it again.
Uh-huh.
No, yeah. I'm not interested in having Johnny pull his pants down. I think people look better with little clothes on. Not a lot.
He looks real good in jockey shorts.
Oh, yeah, like I said, when's it on again?
I don't know. It comes sort of towards the end of the movie, but it's really good.
It's a horrible movie. It's just pathetic.
Well, it was worth the price of admission to see that anyway.
Worth the price of emission?
I also saw the movie that we can't talk about.
Oh, yeah, Oddfather 3?
Yeah. She's so bad that she was almost distracting. She almost...
must remain with the sun and the rain, for its lovely promise won't come true.
And there's Connie just melting like butter. And look at her, the godmother. I'd say one thing, Al Martino is still singing as good as he used to. Which
he's a good singer.
No, he's not.
There's a part in that movie. There's a scene where she and Andy Garcia are in his kitchen doing something with dough or making noodles or something. Do you remember that part?
Yeah. Yeah, what the hell were they making? What was that they were making?
I don't know what. It looked real
shells?
Funny.
Boy, it didn't look like shells to me. It looked like Play-Doh.
But you could almost read his mind, thinking, I really got to kiss this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a mess.
Well, he asked for an extra $1 million just to, when they put her in the movie, they had to give Andy an extra $1 million.
He's going to be a major movie star, though. He's really
Yes,
good.
sir. He is outstanding.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm out of material.
Okay, butch
Happy
up,
New
pal.
Year.
And same to you. 11:13 at WID. Boy, these chocolate spicers are fantastic. And they expand in your stomach. and it blows up, and you look just like Larry Kent on a bad day. Oh, I think I've already reached that point. We have an open line in Dade, 751. And by the way, all you women who have been goofing off during the holidays, we really had a dearth of ladies during the Christmas season. And we kind of, gave them like a little excuse, a little pink slip. Some of them were wearing those. Some of the guys, in fact, the last caller could have been wearing them. But seriously, now there's no more excuses. Oh, well, they're making a big, they're fixing all the punch and all this other crap. Don't give me that stuff, okay? And we have an open line in Palm Beach, 655-9463, 655-WIOD.
Now, back to Cat Jeopardy and your host, Felix Trebek.
All right, we move on now to Double Jeopardy. Boots, you had the low score at the end of the last round. Choose a category, please. Geography for 200. The answer is chasing mice or a place where Jewish people go on vacation. Yes, mittens. Correct. What is a cat skill? Very good. You now have control of the board. Personal hygiene for 400. It happens after a tongue bath. Boots. No, whiskers. Form of a question, please. Correct. What is coughing up a fur ball? Oh, and that means we're out of time. We'll return in a moment with Final Cat Jeopardy when our category will be Chinese food. And after this.
Speaking of Chinese food, I wasn't going to say that. It's 11:15 at WIOD. Boy, that experience on Saturday. Now, people who think there are some people in this business who'll shill for anybody and anything, all right? Believe me. I sat in that restaurant on Saturday, and when I started nibbling on my mung, the first thing that came to mind is there is no way. And the sad part of it is when I walked in there, we go in a restaurant, and there's a guy who recognized me immediately, one of the 6 people who was in there eating, or waiting to eat, or just lost, wandering around to make it look good. And he recognized me. He said, "Hey, Neil, how you doing?" He said, "You're going to love this place. I ate here last week. I came back again today. The food is great." So I thought, hey, that's fabulous. It was from hunger. Do you know what it's like to go out to a place where you didn't want to go in the first place, eat a horrendous meal that you needed like you needed hemorrhoids, and then have to pay for it? I don't mind paying for a meal if I want it and it's good. And between Kenny Tobin and this guy from the advertising agency, I give that place 3 months, tops. That particular place, you don't know what I'm talking about, obviously, I hope. It's been 100 different restaurants in the last 5 years, and this place, 3 months, tops. I mean, how is it that people go into big, huge, expensive buildings, pay fortunes of money, and think that they're restaurant people? I don't understand it. That's one of the reasons that the restaurant turnover is so great. It's not just a tough business, but every jackass in the world wants to have a restaurant. Just ain't that easy, folks. Man, it was, Tamarack.
Yeah, Neil, did you get a chance to see Goodfellas this weekend?
Boy, this is ancient news. I saw them both Thursday.
Oh, well, you know.
We talked about this all day on Friday.
Some of us have to work for a living, so what'd you think of Goodfellas?
Very good.
Okay, the other
Not close to The Godfather, any of the 3, but very good.
Okay, the other question I had, you'd mentioned that you'd seen the Sun Sentinel on Sunday. I was wondering what you thought about maybe quantifying the college national championship with the point system. Someone had wrote in a letter giving a victory.
Sir, let me say this to you. We need a college national champion in football like we need bleeding ulcers, okay? Who cares? It's college football. It's a game. It's supposed to be for fun. Who the hell cares?
Well,
the only way you could have a real... What?
Well, Sam Jankovic sure cared. Or I guess he doesn't care anymore, but...
Yeah. Yeah, now he doesn't care because now he's going to be a big shot. Boy, he's going to really turn that team around, isn't he? Good luck to him. He'll need it.
He's going to tell everybody how good the Patriots are now.
Yeah, right. All he can do, at least he'll get a good shave.
Yeah, nothing wrong. Hey, maybe he'll start dating Lisa Olson or something.
There you go.
All right. So you have a good New Year, Neil.
And the same to you, sir.
All right.
College football. Yeah. What am I going to say, okay? It's fun. That's what it's supposed to be. Just go out there and watch Notre Dame get the crap beat out of them tomorrow. And as far as Lou Holtz and that whole bunch of Michigan from Notre Dame, man, I hope you don't go home dragging your tail between your legs or anything else when you leave after tomorrow, after Colorado kicks the crap. Because we got a little surprise for you. Colorado's getting 5 downs on every series tomorrow, just to make sure. But like I said, it's only a game. Who would get excited about it? Mobile in Fort Lauderdale.
Hi, Neil.
How you doing?
First-time caller.
Great.
What they were doing, Andy and that little girl there, it was potato gnocchi. And it's delicious.
Potato gnocchi.
Yeah, you should try it.
I have had those, but they looked awful small.
Well, that's the way they do it. Some people just press it down with their fingers. Some others just run it through the
Some
fork.
people just press it down with their finger. That's right.
Yeah, that's the best. Believe me, it's delicious. If you got a chance, give it a try.
Okay.
All right?
Have a great holiday, sir.
You too.
Happy New Year.
Take care.
11:19 at WIOD. We have an open line at Dade. 751. Who stole a cannoli? 751 WIOD. I think Rick and Suds, if they're going to go along with this thing, I think they should make the same declaration this afternoon. No food in here, other than the Spicer snacks, of course, in January or February. Okay? Poor Wayne and Jeff, what are they going to do? They'll have to cool their heels for a couple of months and let us get back to human. I mean, I've blown up like a blimp. Gigantic. Enormous. Matter of fact, I bet you if I just took a little pin and stuck it in my side, watch. Frightening. Well, you just got to stick with it. You can't slack off. Mobile on the star line.
Neil.
How you doing?
I'm well, yourself. I want to let you know that there's a change in the development out there in the Middle East. They're starting to send combat infantry women over there. Right around the 15th of the month when their PMS hits, they're nastier than hell, plus they retain water.
Yeah.
So look for some really good things around the 15th.
Okay.
All right?
Good luck to you, pal. You'll need it. All you feminists out there, don't get excited, okay? Just relax. Just a radio show. 20 after 11 at WID. We didn't do a break yet this hour, did we? Well, I think we might get around to doing one now, or not, as the case may be. How about Al Martino? What does he think? That's what I've always said.
In my own age.
You. Oh, Al, I'll tell you.
What good?
There's Johnny Fontaine from Godfather 3. WIOD. What is it?
Mobile in Boca.
Hold on, sir, and get a new phone while you're at it. While he's working on it, and the phone, too, we'll take a little break. 21 past 11, a good old WID.
At Fixer Price, we believe your children's toys should prepare them for the real world.
Hello?
And now, the new Fixer Price cellular toy phone readies your little one for modern telecommunications.
It's a girl with Cheerios for breakfast tomorrow. Uh-huh. And the station wagon's fine for the daycare thing. Say 9-ish? What? Hang on. Let me go get my crayon.
Yes, our cellular toy phone gets your child ready to play in the business world.
Ayo, ayo, I'm using you. I'm under the kitchen table.
The Fixer Price cellular toy phone will bring you and your family closer together for memorable, warm moments.
Here, Daddy.
What? 547 minutes of airtime? You're gonna break me!
The Big Bird keeps putting me on hold.
I can't believe
The toy cellular phone from Fixer Price, where we make play seem like work.
That should be a good segue into this bad cellular phone. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yeah, how you doing?
How about them Dolphins?
How about them?
Well, give me a score prediction this week.
We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen.
Score, final score, Dolphins 23, Kansas City 17. Well, that was yesterday's score, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
well, we could get used to that.
Listen to this. We'll really see what kind of Dolphin fans we have on the first playoff game in Robbie Stadium. They could have filled that Blockbuster Bowl twice down here.
I know it.
We'll see what
The traffic on the Turnpike Friday night, it looked like the end of the world. Looked like they were dropping nuclear weapons and everybody was trying to evacuate, so to speak.
It looked like it was the Joe Robbie, another part of the country, didn't it?
Right.
So let's see what these fans are like. They get in the playoffs. I sit in section 142. I got a bird's eye view of the whole stadium on the other side, and it's a shame to see that many empty seats.
You bet.
It's just
depressing.
I mean, what do they want them to do? Be 13-3 and they'll come out?
15-1.
Exactly. Well, we'll find out this weekend, won't we?
Okay.
All right, have a good holiday.
You too.
Bye.
Yeah, I wonder what the situation's going to be up in our skybox. Do you have any idea? Of course, you don't care, George, because you have about as much interest in football as I do in soccer. Anyway, we got a little mail here, I see. Some more mail to add to our total. If you joined us late Friday, we went over the $100,000 mark in our draft for Camillus House. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Oh, boy. I could really get started, but it's New Year's Eve day. What is this? Herb Titleman in Coconut Creek from the Bic Corporation. There's a big box. I wonder if this is Penn's. Or it's either Penn's or cannoli. If it's Penn's, wouldn't that be great? Boy, Penn's are just everywhere you go, in offices, radio stations, in my house, no matter how many pens I go out and buy. They just disappear. I think the dogs are eating them. Or somebody. Anybody who would come on the air and say that the homeless are bums and just use that as a blanket statement for his refusal to have any interest or donate. I mean, not everybody is interested in the same charities. I understand that not everybody supports the same causes. And then to talk about stepping over the bodies. During the commercial break at 55 when I left here on Friday, and I punched over to you-know-who, and somebody with the same guy who was troublemaking called here making trouble was calling over there. Now, in fact, that's basically what they're going to have is all the old yentas back and forth over at that place. And start up this thing about why Steve didn't give any money to Camillus House and the challenge and this and that, and how I said he was trying to exploit it. And on the one hand, he's saying, oh, well, he made the challenge and he would have given $1,000 and this and that. Now, and then on the other hand, he said not a charity he cares about kids, and if it was kids. In other words, there are no homeless children. And about how when he lived in New York, he used to step over to homeless and they're drug addicts and bums and winos. Anybody who would just make that kind of a statement is such a jackass. It's pathetic. I mean, unless you don't read anything other than the National Enquirer, anybody knows that we have just thousands and thousands of homeless mothers with little children, teenagers, all kinds of kids, which I guess is his interest. But the thing that I'm curious about, talk about hypocrisy, if you're not interested in the charity to begin with, why would you make a challenge and give $1,000? That's what I don't understand. Unless you were doing it for ego. Oh, excuse me. 28 past 11. Let me get this box open, okay, while we take our next call. See, there might be something good in it. Or maybe it just might do that. Okay. Boy, you talk about a package. Oh, man. It's going to take somebody a lot butcher than I am to open this up. Like Elaine. Let's go to Kendall Lakes.
Neil, good morning.
How are you?
Happy New Year.
And the same.
The name of the running back is Barry Ward.
Barry Ward, that's right. The Barry's the word.
Yeah, they had a thing on him on ESPN about his background. He beat drugs and was...
Yeah, I saw that. That's a good show, by the way, on ESPN, the noon to 1 hour.
Definitely.
Every Sunday?
Definitely. It's real good. But just want to I think it's great what you do for Camillus House, and I know you do it for whatever reason that you have inside, and I just want to wish you a Happy New Year, and you're a lot of fun.
Same to you. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Okay, I've got the side of the box open. Let's give it a little yank. Oh! And the box, too. Man. Well, let me put this down. Jeez. Oh! God! Look at that. Oh, these aren't big pens. These are, oh, my God, you're going to go crazy when you see this. You're going to go nuts. Herb T, thank you so much. In Coconut Creek, it is a box of jillions of Bic lighters, which we are always desperate for around here with all our cigar smoking. Man, this is phenomenal. And I was wrong. And also in the bottom is a whole bunch of Bic pens also. So did he take care of us or what? And these are good ones, too. These are markers. These aren't just those little cheap... There you go, Mr. Hauser. There you go. And here's a lighter for you, too. One at a time. I'm doling these out piecemeal. Here's some for your friend, too, by the way. Maybe you can hawk them. 11:30 at WIOD. Let me put the razor blade away because a little later on I could start getting some ideas. Oh, look at that. We got 2 razor blades this year. Man, we're really moving up in the world, aren't we? North Miami Beach.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Did you have a nice Christmas and everything?
Wonderful. Terrific.
Well, last week you said something about looking for a movie theater that's a nice theater. I was wondering if you've ever been to the California Club.
No.
That's where I saw the Godfather 3 last night, and that is one of the nicest theaters I've been in. And you know, if you ever,
George agrees. George gives it the thumbs up. He said it's great.
Yeah, it's excellent. And you know, usually there's not very many. There's usually not a big line. And
why is that? Are most of the people who live at California Club over the age of 300?
Well, it's real clean and everything. You know, it's a real nice place.
Great.
Now I had some other stuff to say. Now I don't remember. But anyway, I was just wondering if my wife's laughing at me.
Tell your wife to put a lid on it, okay?
He says to put a lid on it. Sorry.
11:31 at WIOD. We have an open line in Dade County, 751-9463, 751 WIOD. Coral Springs.
That's incredible, Neil, that last call. Who's he kidding about his wife? It's probably his boyfriend, probably yanking him while he was talking to you, Neil. That past caller. Well, let me tell you, where's the time gone? It was just last year that Dickie Farrell brought in the new year for WIOD, and he was talking about what an impact he was going to have. And how long did he last after the new year, Neil? About 2 months?
6 minutes.
6 minutes, that's it. And then you had Joey Reynolds and Randy Martin, and the list. The endless loop list goes on and on. Hopefully, 1991, we don't have to listen to the Joey Reynolds or the Randy Martins. But
I sure hope Hank does real great at night, but it would be wonderful, like I said the other day, if he's ever on. That would help a lot.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
They're doing the same thing to him. They did to Stan. They did the... They have taken from like 8 o'clock till midnight on his radio station, and they just write it off. I don't know what the hell they're thinking about. They give nobody a chance in there. And as much as I hope UM basketball develops and gets some support, I mean, the number of people listening to those games you could put in this studio and have lots of space left over. Believe me, I don't know what these people are thinking about.
Right. I agree with you 100% about that.
I mean, how the hell is a guy going to ever make an impact if he's never on?
Right. What's this $1,000 challenge you were talking about with Steve Kane?
We don't have any challenge, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Rick and Suds put up $500, which is one of the biggest donations for Camillus House. Was very generous of them. And Mr. Ego, as usual, has a big mouth and nothing to back it up.
Right, absolutely.
Have a great holiday. 11:33 at WIOD. We have an open line in Broward, 524. Let's go to Coral Springs again.
Hi, Neil. Happy New Year to you.
And the same to you.
You know, I've been listening to your show on and off, but I haven't wanted to listen too much because I haven't seen Godfather 3, and I don't want to hear the whole plot.
You haven't seen it yet?
No, I
Well, you must be the only one left.
What? Am I the only one left?
I think so.
Well, that'll be great. Then I have the theater to
Hey,
myself.
you can have a command performance.
You mentioned that Al Martino's in it. Is he singing again?
A rose must remain with the sun and the rain.
I'll tell you, his singing is so bad that he has a song he sings specially for Al Pacino, and Al walks out of the room when he starts singing, goes into the kitchen.
What, do they have another wedding?
And has a gastric attack. No, they're having a big party because Michael Corleone is being honored by the community because he just gave $100 million to the Vatican. Just a little donation, $100 million.
Speaking of that, did you read the Fort Lauderdale News today?
I thought it was the most stupid column I have ever read in my life. You're talking about how it ties in with history?
Yeah, the Vatican storyline as
And they try to make it sound like, oh, well, it's just, we all know it's just make-believe, and the people in the church say it's just a fiction, of course. And who the hell are they kidding?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, these people in the media are so terrified of organized religion that it's really, it's embarrassing. Just pathetic.
Well, I'm really looking forward to see it. And I also read those movies that they nominated for the top 10, so I'm quite appalled.
All the pseudo-intellectuals get together, and isn't it interesting that the ones that they like are not the ones that the public supports most of the time?
Exactly what I was going to say. It's the public just goes and votes at the ticket box, and they're off the wall with these things.
Right.
Edward Scissorhands and all the, I haven't seen it, but I'm not going to.
Ridiculous.
I mean, it looks stupid, obviously. But I noticed you don't have a lot of women calling in.
No, not the last couple of weeks. They're all busy making excuses or something.
Well, I'm hoping next weekend. Where did you go?
Maybe once when they get rid of their husbands and they get them all back to work or wherever they belong, maybe then they'll have some time.
You know, there's something to that.
Yeah.
There certainly is. Well, where did you go see it, The Godfather?
The second time, when I actually enjoyed it, was the AMC 8, which is on the corner of Pine Island and State Road 84. It's a magnificent theater, big, good sound, big screen, excellent.
I know what you mean.
And the whole crowd was under the age of 100. It was great.
Oh, well, that's a plus, too, because they can really start talking.
Yeah, that's right. What did he say?
Or he said, or what's going to happen.
You're right. That's even better.
Yeah, I've gotten so I don't even like to go to the movies anymore. I want to rent it, but I don't want to rent that one.
No, you got to go see it on a big screen.
Obviously.
Well, listen, have a great New Year.
And you too.
Thanks.
Bye.
11:36 at WIOD. 2 open lines are both in Broward. 524-9463. 524 WIOD. Jupiter.
Neil, I'd like to wish you a Happy New Year.
And the same to you, sir.
And it was a pleasure to come down and make my contribution to the Camillus House, to know that somebody who needs shelter or food for whatever reason, it will be there for them.
Well, we appreciate it.
All right. And by the way, everybody, it's all coming out of my pay, I've been told. My boss just told me that 230-mile round trip's coming out of my pocket.
Well, listen, easy come, easy go.
I guess so. More like easy go.
There you go.
Bye.
11:37, 23 till noon. One opening in Broward, 524. And, of course, one in beautiful Palm Beach County where they're all busy drinking up early, okay? Just swilling it down. Swilling it? They're having a swill time is what I'm trying to say. At 655 Lush, 655 WIOD. Now, it is true that most of the people over in Palm Beach are drunks. But, like, rich drunk, so that makes it okay. See, if you're a poor drunk, then you're a wino. But if you're a rich drunk, then you're a connoisseur. You're a raconteur, a bon vivant. You're still a drunk. Right, Henry? Oh, excuse me. Let's go to Miami Beach. Hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
Did the Dolphins beat anybody with over 500 record this year?
Yeah, they beat the Eagles, sir. They beat the Bills. There's 2 for starters.
Yeah. I didn't think so.
Yeah? Why, what's your story? You sound like you got a sour attitude to begin with. What's your problem? Right as hell. We're in a recession, and we've done almost 102,000. I can't believe it. And that's in 2 months. That's 2 weeks before the deadline. I can't get over it.
It was those spots that Disney did, I think,
that's
that
what
put
did
it over the top.
No question about it. Because if anybody can cry, he can sure do it. Anyway, Hank Goldberg, he'll be on tomorrow night. We'll be having Hank out at the track on Friday, which we'll have to give him directions, show him where to find the winner's circle. Anyway, the lovely, the talented Elaine Ettor. I always say lovely and talented because it covers up for a lot of other nasty things we've said about her, most of which are true. She's got the noon news. We've got Rick and Spuds at 2 this afternoon. Sports talk at 6:05. Some Dolphins celebration, of course. A lot of Cotton Bowl talk. Who the hell knows what's going to be going on as we prepare for the Cotton Bowl tomorrow and the Dolphin Chief game. Did I say Raiders? Dolphin Chiefs game, 4 o'clock at JRS on Saturday afternoon. And then we got the big game for the Saints anyway, Rams and Saints, 9 o'clock tonight.